welcome back to Mad Matters Podcast.
Hello.
Yes, we are live YouTube. We're taking calls from callers. Anybody? Inappropriate comments are welcome. Open the floodgates. But thank you, man. How's it going, man?
It's going good. It's going good. Busy week. Brother's getting married this weekend, so getting ready for
Shit.
that.
What is he getting married?
Here in North Carolina.
Okay.
Yep. Actually, pretty close to where I live, but
Okay.
it's convenient.
Yeah, at least like you don't have to travel. Like, have you ever been like to wedding? Like you have to like have like a 5-day wedding.
No, I haven't.
Man, Indians, man, they don't have to party. They party for like a freaking week when they get married. It's like, Jesus, I got a
That's
job.
crazy.
I
Yeah,
got a job, man. That's a lot of money too.
that's a crazy amount.
Mm-hmm.
If you're hosting, oh my God.
Yeah.
Have you
Well, I
been to
mean,
one of those?
they're in an arranged marriage. Like, I mean, they've been planning their whole life.
True. Had their life to save for it.
Yeah. But, yeah, wow. But yeah, man. Congratulations to you, bro.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Is this his first wedding? Okay. Yeah, congratulations. Well, yeah, man. Yeah, we want to talk about today just on catching up with current events as far as fights. So let me share. We have this weekend. Try to see what we got here. So this weekend is Moreno, the main event. He's looking for a win because he hasn't been doing well recently.
I thought I remember that. Yeah.
Because ever since he lost the trilogy Figueroa, he hasn't been like in a winning column that many. Because he lost against Figueroa, he lost against Pantoja, the title, July the same year, 2023. Then last year, he's not showing. Of course, but last year, he lost against Brando Rival, and then he fought Amir Alves Abassi
for a decision win.
He has been 3-2 in the last 5 fights.
Definitely could be worse. Definitely could be
Yeah.
worse. That's not horrible, but yeah,
Steve
no,
Ursi.
definitely looking for that win. I feel like Moreno is a likable guy for sure. Steve Ursi.
Also, Ursi doesn't look like he's in a better record either. He won in March last year, then lost in May and August against Kaikara and Pantoja. He fought for the title in May. Also against Kaikara, so now he's fighting Brandon for the title elimination.
He had a very good winning streak there from 2018 to 2024. He won 3, 6, 9, 10 fights in a row, no loss. And then 2024 he lost 2. And that's where he's at now. He's on a 2-fight losing streak. So that's...
He joined the UFC in 23.
Ah, okay.
So he had
Eternal
2
MMA.
fights for a tune-up, and then 3 fights. So decision KO.
Should be a pretty good match then. I mean,
one time when Brandon was fighting, people were shouting, "Let's go, Brandon!" in the crowd. He's like the opposite of what Mexican wants to hear.
Real.
Let's go, Brandon. Oh God. Brandon Moreno. And I see Gastelum. That's not name I've seen in a while too. Kevin Gastelum.
Wow.
He's more like he has a frame of a welterweight, but he fights a middleweight. He fought Daniel Rodriguez last year. They lost to Sean Brady. Played 23. But he was like there. He fought Easy. He hasn't been the same.
Really?
Yeah. When he fought Easy was in 2019. I mean, he lost against Darren Till decision. But I mean, he beat Jacare middleweight. Before that, he beat Michael Bisping KO.
Dang.
17. Lost against Chris Weidman, no punk. Beat Tim Kennedy, no punk. But yeah, he was like beat Nate Marquardt. Lost against Tyron Woodley at welterweight. And welterweight was like not his weight. So now he's 185.
Okay, yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, he fights under Rafael Cordero, his coach.
Where's that based out of?
He's in, I think I want to say LA. I think it's Kings. That's the name of the gym. That's where Mike Tyson trained with for the fight against Jake Paul.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Marvin Vettori trains under him. But back in the day, he was the head coach for the shooter box. Vanderlei Silva, Shogun Rua, the Nogueira brothers, Little Machida, the Silva, under Silva, that they used to train out of in Pride. Was under him.
Okay.
He's a nasty, nasty kickboxing coach.
Really? Yeah.
So, Gastelum. He's one of those guys that look like he's going to be a prospect. First like title, but look at this record. Since EC, Darren Till,
Wow.
Hermanson, he's been struggling. That's Sean Brady? Yeah, talk about this past weekend. Sean Brady submitted Leon Edwards in a guillotine.
That went completely under my radar.
Yeah, he first guy to submit Leon.
Wow. 4th round, minute 39.
In London.
Wow. I can't imagine that made the crowd happy on that one.
Yeah, man.
So he's going against Joe Pfeiffer.
Huh?
Joe is kind of up and coming, isn't he? And looking at his record, okay, so he joined UFC 22. He hasn't lost a fight in the UFC. Oh, no, he did. One unanimous decision against Jack Hermanson. But that's his only loss in a while. 2021 to 2024, he's had 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 fights, and he's only lost one. I thought I remember him doing really well in the last fight that I saw him in.
KO in the first round.
Yeah.
He comes out of Dana White's Contender Series.
Okay, maybe that's where I saw him. Could be.
He fought an organization, then he came back to and won with TKO. Then after that, when he came to UFC, TKO, first round. Third one was a second round heading on triangle, choke. And then also unanimous decision against John Camerson. That's the veteran. I'm not mistaken. And I don't know who Marc-Andre Barriault. He lost a KO, which performance of the night. It's not a good way to be in the performance of the night, but he was in that fight.
What was that?
He beat Marc-Andre.
Yeah, no.
In the first round. So it looks like
round 1, minute 25. Yeah, I feel like I saw that one and kind of noted him.
So he's building up.
Ooh, sorry about that. Yeah, no, I don't know. That should be a good matchup. I'm curious how that'll go. This guy's definitely coming for it, you know?
Yeah, he's a headhunter.
Yeah.
Drew Dober's in that fight too. Remember him?
Drew Dober.
He's a blockhead. Drew Dober.
Okay.
Beat Bobby Green. Yeah, fight lost against Moicano. And Gino Silva is the guy that's fighting your boy Mitchell.
Okay.
Lost against Benil Rodariush, lost against Makachev. So, but he's not fighting. He's in the co-main event of that card.
Yeah.
Raul Rosas Jr.
Not gonna lie, I feel like they're feeding Vince to Raul. I feel like.
Yeah, they're trying to build him up like Sean O'Malley.
Yeah.
Did he come to the Contender Series?
Raul? I don't know that one.
Yeah, he did. He did through Dana West Contender Series. That's what I was wondering because Sean O'Malley came to the Contender Series as well. So he won 1, 2, 3, 4. He's 4-1 in the UFC.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's not, to be honest, a lot of his wins have been pretty decisive, I thought.
Yeah. Submission, TKO, submission.
I think the one loss that he had, I think it seemed like he just took the guy for granted and just the guy kind of pieced him up, I think, if I'm remembering correctly.
His striking looked rudimentary when he went against that guy, Rodriguez.
Yeah. But then it seems like he kind of learned his lesson because the last few I thought were a lot more decisive.
But the other one's performance of the night. 3 performances of the night.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
No. No, and he's only, what, 18? 20?
He's
20 now? Okay.
Yeah, started 3 years ago.
Okay, yeah. He's still in my
Yeah,
head. He's
still
still the young.
young in the game. If he doesn't, he plays his cards right, he'd be able to be a superstar,
No doubt.
especially for Mexico because that's a big market too
Yeah,
for fighting.
yeah.
Let's go ask
That I
you something.
believe.
Who's 135 right now?
Who's
Merab Alashvili? Because he fought Nurmagomedov recently for the title.
yeah. Okay. Wow, I didn't realize Jose Aldo is still ranked 11 in the bantamweight.
What's that?
I didn't realize Jose Aldo was still ranked in 11.
Yeah. How heavy is that? How deep is that division?
What's that?
The bantamweight division.
What's the like actual weight?
Yeah. And how like the rankings? How like deep is that division?
Mm.
It looks pretty because I was thinking about Rosas about going up the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder like he has a lot of people from him. He has Rob Font for starting, Noah Punk, Henry Cejudo, Jose Aldo, Sonya Don that just fought recently and beat Cejudo, Figueroa, Cole Hagen, Nurmagomedov, Peter Yan, and Sean O'Malley in that same weight class.
Yeah, that is. Yeah, there's a lot of talent there, no doubt.
Yes, Murderous Row, and then Marlon Vera too.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
Noah
mean,
Punk.
it's lucky he's young. I mean, he's got a lot of time to work on his technique, and yeah, I mean, for sure he can work up through there because he is definitely very gifted as far as fighting goes. It's crazy to see him work because I mean, he's pretty technical. It really is impressive.
I think he has a better chance at 125 than he will be at 135.
Yeah.
I don't know if he can make 125.
True. I think he's pretty tall. I don't know. Kind of tall and lanky. I don't know how much weight he can cut, how much is left. But I mean that may be just his plan because being as young as he is, he can, he doesn't have to work up fast necessarily. Just give him a few years and he might be completely different.
Because he doesn't have that many guys in 125. Well,
Yeah, Bruno Silva.
that's only the people I can think of in that car other than Ronaldo Rodriguez. He's a freaking maniac too.
Yeah.
He's the one that the UFC no shit that he's like freaking nuts. He like Tasmanian devil whenever he's fighting. He got knocked. I think that's him that he got knocked down in the first round that he came back and won. Lazy boy.
I don't know.
Yes, it was that one.
Okay.
December 14. He got knocked down and he got caught in the guillotine in the first round. Came back and won the next two rounds.
Dang. Yeah. Not gonna be put down. That is, yeah, that's crazy impressive. I mean, to be beat down like that and then just come back and just keep going, that's says a lot.
It's nuts.
Crazy.
Lazy boy's his nickname.
Lazy boy.
He's the one that his teammates said they caught him watching porn in the living room TV. It's like, what the fuck you doing, man? He's getting watching like, what the hell? Lazy boy.
Ah, that's funny.
For other one, do we have the do you want to go 314? Because that one is the one the title next title fight that they have scheduled. It looks like it's a lighter weight card too,
Yeah.
except for light heavyweight.
Featherweight. Yeah. Oh, light heavyweight. Yeah. So what do you
Because
think,
their Elkins
Diego?
featherweight, long in the tooth. There, he's 40 years old. I sound like he's known for his shitty tattoo, the damage. Look at that tattoo. I know he has more damage
Oh,
in his
they did
break.
the damage to his chest.
Yeah, like dude, they did that with a Microsoft Word template for it. He just like did a big print and just put it in his chest.
Yeah. It's even pixelated.
Dude, at that point, just fucking brand that thing, man. It's ugly. I thought his face was fucked up until he took his shirt off inside his tattoo. Damn.
Mm.
But yeah, he's long in the tooth as well.
Yeah.
40 fights. Speaking of long in the tooth, Jim Miller, 57. He has been in the UFC for 20 years now.
That is, it's impressive. I wonder what his goal is. I wonder what he keeps doing it for. Is he need the money? I'm curious.
I'm not sure longevity because I think he took some time off because he had what's it called? He got bit by a tick. The Lyme disease.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's the one.
So that fucked him up for a while in his career. He used to have a gym, but then he stopped running it. Had somebody else running it. But I think he comes from like a jiu-jitsu background.
That sounds right. Yeah, yeah. It's gotta
He's
be
from Sparta, New Jersey.
brutal. Because the Lyme disease attacks your joints a lot of the time.
What's that?
I said Lyme disease attacks your joints a lot of the time, so it's gotta be
Mm-hmm.
brutal.
Can't remember when he had it. But I remember that fucked him up for a while. Like keep his weight on. Sort of muscle mass. Yeah, here you go. Yeah, spring 2013.
Interesting. He was able to alleviate the symptoms by changing his nutrition. It's amazing what you
I
can do
have
with that.
a friend that she is allergic to meat. Even like collagen, like meat. Like even like gummy bears, she can't eat. It will fuck her up because
Really?
she got bit by a bug or something like that. Like what's it called? The Lone Star
Yeah, the Lone
tick.
Star tick. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So she's to the point that she's anaphylactic, like allergic.
It's a nightmare. I know a guy that's like that, and yeah, he's got to be super careful because a lot of restaurants, like he can eat chicken, but he can't have like red meat. So that's all well and good. You think a lot of places sell chicken, but they also tend to cook the chicken on the same area that they cook the red meat. That's a no go. So apparently, like he'll eat at like Buffalo Wild Wings because apparently they're pretty strict about they only cook the chicken in one spot and because they go through a lot of it, I guess. But he has to be very careful about where he goes and even like where he eats chicken at. Like that's brutal for going out, but I can't imagine having to cut that out completely.
I can hear you. Like when you saw that, I can hear.
You can hear it?
I can hear you. Like you start talking, but then like it'll go off.
That's strange. Yeah, but yeah, I know a guy that also can't eat red meat, but
They can go like a hibachi place. You know, they cook like the meat in the same grill.
right, yeah, no, no, not a thing.
Mess them up.
Yep,
How about like fish and like seafood stuff like that?
thing. I think he might be allergic to that anyway.
Oh shit, like shellfish and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
I'm pretty sure.
Damn,
Yeah, no,
Mr.
he got
Chicken.
dealt a hard card there. Yeah, pretty much.
No,
It's
but
his
this girl,
protein.
she's allergic to like even chicken, like collagen.
Really?
Yeah, because she asked me like, "Hey man, you know, you like to learn like about stupid shit, like random knowledge. What do you know about this stuff?" And then she told me like she's allergic to like, oh, I know that even chicken she was allergic. Like, no, it's just red
Mm,
meat. Like even collagen, like for example, like gummy bears, it will like, and some vitamins have gummy bears. Like they're like gummies.
right.
Not even that. Not even that.
I can't imagine. Stay away from those ticks.
Imagine you like eating steak and that shit happens to you.
Right? Yeah. It's not something I want to have to go through this for sure. Did she get bit by a tick then? Is that?
Yeah, she got bit by some bug or something like that because
Yeah.
she wore like she was a marine biology major, so she were like in the wild like that,
Yeah.
and she lived down in Florida. So if you're in the Everglades, that area,
Yeah, there's lots of stuff there.
yeah, it's in the wild.
Hmm.
But yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
I am.
man. What's the Avril Lavigne? She that happened to her too.
Really?
Yeah,
The Lone Star tick?
no,
Or
no,
what?
she
The
Lyme disease.
Lyme disease. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she had Lyme disease. That's why she was off for a while.
Okay.
And there's
Yeah.
like conspiracy theories that she had died and then like they brought her back.
Yeah.
Remember
Yeah, I
that?
remember that. Yeah.
That's why.
That's funny. No, I never knew that.
She's like that emo Taylor Swift. Avril Lavigne.
Nah, that's not a good comparison.
Because actually, Avril Lavigne is talented.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Uh, but yeah, man, Lyme disease is no fun, man. Because it's a
No,
lingering
no.
disease.
Right. Yeah, I got an uncle that has it.
But this fight is going to be interesting because with the grappling match,
Yes.
it's going
Yes.
against Bang Askren's son.
I still remember that video of them getting Masvidal.
Yeah.
With that one.
Why
Why'd
did
you
he
knock on
beat
my
him as
dad?
dad? But this is gonna be interesting because he submitted Clay Guida. Dude, he's trying to kill all the legends. First Clay Guida, and now Jim Miller.
Dang, son.
He's trying to go to the whole Hall of Fame
He's
list.
hunting him down.
Oh yeah. He's going through trying to see who's still fighting so he can beat him.
Gonna retire these old men.
Oh yeah. Just go for the hips. Break their hip.
Yeah.
That's like the chicken wishbone for MMA fighters, just break their hip.
Yeah, right.
But as what I see is a good grappler.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. My understanding is that.
And then that one, same car. Yeah. Remember her Sionan?
I think so, yes.
Is she from American Alpha Male? Yes, I think so.
Okay. Didn't remember that
She,
part, but
she trains with Uriah,
yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Yeah. Team China top team, Extreme Sanda. I was trying to say Extreme Panda. That would be racist.
Dang. Dang, we're getting canceled.
Team Alpha Males in 2021 to now. Yeah, I remember when she fought Samuel Lee. It was
Yes.
a decision.
Yeah. Yeah, I
She's
remember that
fighting
vaguely.
Jandarova, Rob Schneider's sister. Remember like Rob Schneider ugly daughter from the grown ups. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. Why would you say that, Nate?
Yeah,
If you like pina coladas, that song will play whenever. If you like pina coladas, walking out of the rain. Every time his daughter will come up, they play that song.
Oh
Rob
my
Schneider.
god.
Actually, going off another trail. Have you seen Rob Schneider's daughter?
I don't think so.
She's a country singer. Have you heard the song "Drunk"
That sounds like every country song.
with Miranda Lambert?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest.
It's her. This is his daughter, Ellie
Okay.
King.
Okay. To be honest, doesn't seem familiar to me at all, but
I don't know. I remember how the song goes. What's the most famous song that I can remember her? And she was Miranda Lambert, but that's his daughter.
hmm.
But it looks nothing like him.
No, I was thinking that. Yeah, not at all.
She reminded me of Chucky's bride.
I think they got him switched in the hospital.
She reminded me of Chucky's bride right here in this picture.
Of who?
Chucky's bride. Remember the Chucky, the scary movie?
Yeah.
Chucky's bride.
Okay. Huh.
This remind me of the dome. Oh man.
That's funny. No lie. Dang.
Yeah.
Just Google.
Remind me of-
You're not kidding. That's crazy. That's not at all complimentary, but I mean,
yeah, man. Jenny Roberts, she has fought for a while too.
who?
She had beat Amanda Limos, beat
mm,
Lupi Godinez, Marina Rodriguez, Angela Hill, Murata. But who was the last time? She lost against Ribas, but that was in 2021. Ever since she's just winning. Also, she takes like one fight, the other two fights. Do you know who Amanda Ribas remind me of?
mm,
She remind me of Miss Rachel. You might not know who that is, but she remind me of.
Miss
This is
Rachel.
Amanda Ribas.
Is that that kids thing? I know. I think some of my nephews and nieces watch that, but or how used to anyway.
What's that?
Some of my nephews and nieces used to watch that.
Yeah, this one. This is remind me of. The
Yeah,
Rivas.
yeah, I can see that.
Right here, Amanda Rivas. Sidetrack. Do you know how much her net worth is?
It's insane. I can't remember how much it was, but it's a ton.
$1 million.
Gosh. Yep.
When they start making silly videos,
Yep. We can completely change this podcast around.
We start making videos of just silly jiu-jitsu for
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. I mean,
I
I'd
was
be
thinking it
fine
would be
with just
terrible
like a
though.
million, you know?
What's that?
I'd be fine with just a million, you know?
Yeah. And she started in YouTube, and I mean, allegedly she started, I think, because her kid having some trouble with speech,
Mhm.
his delay.
Okay.
And she's like, I think she has a degree in music, and then she has a postgrad in education as well. And that's how she like started doing this. And then doing, I think during COVID, she was having hard time trying not to find like therapists and this and that for speech therapy for her kid. And that's why she started doing this kind of videos. And now she has a Netflix deal.
Really?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah. She's like the what's the lady's name? The author for Harry Potter.
Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah. I can't remember her name.
J.K. Rowling.
Is that who it was?
That sounds like her name. Yeah, J.K. Rowling. That's her name.
Okay. Yep.
She was homeless.
Really?
Sixth richest person in the UK.
Way to turn it
800
around.
20 million pounds.
Wow, she's heavy. Oh,
What's that?
so wow, she's heavy.
I thought she was like she was like doing well before she did this book. Oh, that's crazy. That's remind me of just like the kids version of J.K. Rowling's.
Yeah.
I would 820 100 820 million pounds. 10 million is a long far away, but still better than none.
True. Yeah.
But another fight that's gonna be this in this car. We go back to the car. Dan Ige. Dude, this guy, you tell him that you got to fight two people outside and need a tag team partner. This is the guy you want to call. Dan Ige.
He's going wild.
Yeah. He trains with the same coach as um Sean Strickland,
Really? I didn't know that.
Extreme Couture.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? Do you see that the coach was talking about Sean Strickland or his last fight, Dricus Duplessis? They say he wasn't. They were like parting ways. Him and Sean.
Really? I did.
Yeah, he didn't feel like Sean Strickland was pulling the. He was pulling back. He wasn't like trying to go for the finish. He was not really like one of those guys that will listen to his coach and things like that. He's like bad talking about Strickland after the fight. So look, they parted ways.
Strickland. Strickland? Did you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, the coach was talking. Was the one that was talking about Strickland during the
Okay.
interview
Okay. Yeah.
about Strickland not being one of those guys that he's not really like. But when did you ever see Strickland being one of those guys that will be willing to listen to?
Yeah. No lie.
He's dance to his own tune.
Yep. Through and through. Dan Ige's. He's got quite a losing streak going on. Well, 2-fight losing streak, but he's been losing a lot lately.
That one, well, this one shouldn't count Diego Lopez because that one he took it like within a 2 hour notice in the cash way.
Oh, okay.
Remember that fight?
Yeah. Yeah. I do.
That's the UFC big card. Was it UFC 300?
303.
03, that's what it was. He took that one last minute.
Yeah, I do remember that one. Yeah, that's true. You can't really. Yeah.
He doesn't have he has a salty record. No. Because yeah, Calvin Cater first loss that he was going to him. But he beat also Barbosa. Split decision. Also Calvin Cater. Beat Tucker. Lost against Yon Shan Song. Josh Emmett. Efloff. They came back. 1-2. Lost against Brans Mitchell. Beat Andrew Fila and then those lost too.
Yeah, no, he's got some experience.
So he also look at this. The Diego Lopez fight was a catch weight 155, 165. He fights at 145.
Dang. Dang. That's crazy. See, catch weight 165. Who against Diego Lopez?
Well, Diego Lopez is 145 as well, I think.
Oh, okay.
But he's fighting
Okay, so it wasn't. Okay.
in the same car. Diego Lopez.
Yeah.
Dang. Life is weird. He's in the prelims and Diego Lopez in the main car.
Yeah.
So Bryce Mitchell and Diego Lopez are in the main car and he's not. This is the fight
Yeah.
I'm pumped about in this car. Jay Rodriguez versus Patricio Pitbull.
Yeah. What do you expect out of that one?
Jay Rodriguez is a nasty striker. And Patricia People, he's a well-rounded fighter. He dominated when he was in Bellator.
Mm-hmm.
He's the reason Chandler came to the UFC, running away from him.
Really?
Yeah. So I want to see that fight. That's gonna be a good one. Like, you have Bryce Mitchell. For some reason, I want to say it was an early prelim fight at first.
Yeah, I thought it was early prelim. I thought it was the first fight, the absolute first fight.
Yeah.
But then clearly something changed.
I wonder did they want to punish the other guy.
That could be. Yeah.
I mean, the guy only has 2 losses. Like, why should the other guy get punished too for what Bryce Mitchell's doing? Unless it was cancel fight, but I don't think this should need cancel fights
He's
for
got
Mitchell.
quite a winning streak right now. Well, yeah, current MMA streak is 12 wins.
Speaking of somebody having a good jiu-jitsu, he has a nasty jiu-jitsu too. Bryce Mitchell.
Does he?
Mm-hmm. Dog nasty. He's good jiu-jitsu. I don't know if he's chosen in like his wins, but he has a good submission. I remember him being a grappler. Bryce Mitchell. Now for the co-main event, Michael Chandler still waiting for Conor McGregor versus Paddy Pimblett.
I think this is the closest he's gonna get.
Yeah, this is the closest. We cannot give you Irish, but we give you a drunk, personally drunk from Liverpool.
Pretty close.
But Paddy the Baddy. Have you seen the video of when Paddy Pimblett he was walking his dog and his dog shit on somebody's door? He laughed sorry from the. He had to clean the shit. It's like, oh god.
And he went and apologized to the people at the. Yeah.
I think I found the video. Let me see. Hey, let me know if you can hear it. Oh man, that video always cracks me up. Patty the Batty. But what do you think about him versus Chandler? I think that's gonna go.
Just say, I mean, I feel like Chandler might have this one. Could be wrong, but I don't know if he's especially if Chandler's been it's
Active has Chandler been.
not very.
He had Bobby Green last year. He beat him. Beat Tony Ferguson, which is a losing streak.
Mm-hmm.
And then he fought 3 fights in 2022. I don't know how he did it. Those 3 fights.
3 fights. I see. Two.
Because his weight, he always balloons up between fights. He fought those 3 fights in 2022. March, July, and December. The long gone are the days in which fighters used to fight 4 times a year. For some of this one. The ESPN deal they have I can't remember how many fights they have to have things 50 events a year. So that's a lot of fight. Also, if you have a big roster, you have to have that many fights.
Right. No, that's true. Yeah, I remember Cowboy used to fight a lot, but
yeah, if fight anyone in 2 different weight classes. Chandler, I mean, who did he fought last in 2024? Oliveira, that's right.
Oliveira.
He got caught in the same move. Remember he got caught in the same move, the body triangle?
That's right. Yeah, I do remember that.
He got the same body triangle against him. Which one was that one? Which one was that one? Was that the one where BMF title wasn't the line?
What's that?
I can't remember. The card?
Him against Oliveira?
Uh-huh. Yes, the 309.
Jones versus Miocic.
That's right. Stipe. Boy, does he like fighting in New York or what? His fights are being in New York.
Dang. I would think that would not be the place to fight, but actually, I would say he does not like to because he's lost every time.
Yeah. He lost all 3 of them in New York.
Yeah.
Fight of the night, all 3 of them, but on the wrong end of the fight of the night. I wonder what his contract is because he keeps getting co-main events, high ranking guys. Even though his record doesn't show.
Yeah.
I mean, what's his record like since in the UFC? He beat Tony Ferguson, he beat Dan Hooker. They lost the other 4. So it's 2-4.
True. Yeah. Not the best in the UFC. But
as
you're saying, I mean, the people he's fighting in the UFC are not jokes by any means.
What's that?
Well, I said, and as you're saying, the people he's fighting in the UFC are not jokes by any means. So it's not like they're giving it anybody.
His petty rank?
It's a good question.
Here, his petty's rank. Because they're high ranking guys.
He's 12. Paddy Bumblett is 12.
I mean, he has fought top 10 except for Ferguson. But he's not there anymore. It's first out of the top 10. It's called main event. And this is going to be in Miami, Florida, by the way. The card.
Okay.
Welcome to Miami. Now, for the main event, Volkanovski. What's his record like recently? Do you think the losses against Makachev should not count because they're 155?
Not count for what?
What's that?
You think they shouldn't count for what?
Because he fights usually at 145.
Right.
Two that one against Makachev were at 155, trying to like be a double champ. Those two. One of them was a close decision. Was some people thought that he won that one in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
The second one was a decisive head kick.
It was.
And they got KO by Topuria, which those are two finishes that he's not used to being KO like that, being finished. I mean, his first loss was head kick back in 2013. That's like 10 years apart. His last four, he's 1-3.
Right. I mean, I don't know. I don't like. Yeah, that it sounds bad when you say it like that, but I just feel like going up and fighting Islam. Islam is a monster.
Yeah, he's a monster, size wise and technique wise.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, he's a pound for pound right now, number one.
Yeah. That's just the thing. I mean, and for him to put up a good fight against Islam, I mean, I don't know. As bad as the streak sounds right now, I don't consider that a bad streak. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially at 145.
Right.
At 145, he only lost in the UFC once against Topuria, and he's not in the division anymore. He's 155. And in which he jumped up to 155 now, in like, which is weird. I know we talk about that here, but it's weird that now, once you try to go for a title of different division, so if Topuria is 145 champion, he wants to challenge for 155, he had to vacate the 145 title. Now, one of it does have to do because the ESPN deal, because if you are double champ, it's hard for you to book one person having two titles,
Right.
holding two divisions. I'm trying to defend both of them.
I mean, I suppose it could be because of the ESPN deal, but I don't know. I feel like that makes it challenging for people who are trying to come up. So I don't know. I could see plenty of arguments for doing it this way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because like if you got a whole bunch of people who are trying to come for these belts, and you got one guy who's spanning two divisions, I don't know. To me, it would just make it a lot harder to really, to schedule the fights and keep them coming. I think, especially since the recovery time for like a challenging championship fight could be pretty long.
Yeah, and sometimes they get a medical suspension too.
Right.
They cannot do that. Who do you think is gonna win that one versus Volkanovski versus Diego Lopez?
Feel like Volk's got it. I don't know. I know Lopez a little bit, but I don't know him as well. Just Volkanovski is phenomenal in my opinion. So I don't know. I picture him winning that one. But what are you thinking for it?
His grappling Diego Lopez is, I don't know if you know, he's Alexa Grasso's teammate, also her grappling coach.
Mm-hmm.
He's Brazilian, but he's like a adopted Mexican.
Okay.
Yeah, but he 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 doesn't look like impressive. So his fights, he put himself in danger. Sometimes he plays like really cautious. The only one that I've seen, I was hoping they will go to the ground was against Brian Ortega fight. You've seen Noche, but he dominated Ortega in that fight. I think he knocked him out, and then on the way down, he woke him up, putting one of those strikes.
Yeah.
Those kind of things. Also, I take consideration. You cannot blame him for taking the fight against Ige. It's not his fault on that fight. He's supposed to fight Ortega. Ortega, I don't know what the hell happened. But he was able to fight that night. He even made Brian Ortega even made weight, which I don't know what happened.
Hmm. That is very strange. So it was a super
Hmm.
late pullout.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't know if he was able to recover from the weight cut or something, but that's why they canceled the fight, and then he stepped in for him. But since he being in the UFC, he lost one. He's won the rest of them: submission, KO, TKO, and the last two decision, which is not like that crazy because the tougher the guys are, the harder you be for you to finish them too. Brian Ortega is not hard to finish. I mean, it's not easy guy to finish. Submission, he's a good boxing, but I want to say Volkanovski, but I don't know. The last two fights he has been KO.
It is true. I'm hoping, really, really hoping that it's not like those KOs haven't broken him. You know what I mean? Like
I was
broke
wondering,
that
like,
glass jaw. You know?
yeah, I wonder if what's his name figure him out, Islam Makhachev, and just ruin him. Have a
I hope
Cinderella
it's
glass
not that.
chin that Forrest Griffin used to have.
What's that?
Forrest Griffin used to have that Cinderella glass chin. He
Yeah,
would just get dropped.
yeah. I hope not. Oof. It's not impossible, but it's only two fights so far, and I know it is two consecutive fights, but I'm really hoping it's just he'll pull through this.
He has a big target for a head too.
He
He's
does
trying
that.
to hit.
Yes, he does that.
Yeah, man. But his singing is better than. Cause tonight will be the night that I'll fall for you over again. So baby, lose my mind. What's
Yeah,
the
I mean, really, if fighting stops working out for Volk, he can just go to singing.
Oh yeah. He goes to Turkey, gets a hair plugs, get a new hairline.
See, yeah,
Yeah. Tuporia will follow him too. Tuporia make a diss track for him. Fall into the grave. Going back to the ESPN deal. Did you hear about the Dana White is looking for options because the ESPN deal ends this year? And he was looking for other options as far as like streaming fights. And one of the other options was Netflix, using Netflix as
yes,
a
yeah.
streaming.
I heard, I don't know. Netflix failed so miserably on the Mike Tyson fight.
What's that?
Netflix failed so miserably on the Mike Tyson fight, like
I wonder if they're going
badly.
to try and do like the Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. But I remember how bad the stream was during that fight.
That's exactly, yeah, it was horrible. So I don't know. I mean, they might be an option, but I don't know if they're a good one.
And that wasn't that's for the casual like fans. It meant like more people that are going to tune in some of these fights.
Right.
I mean, is not a big fan. Allegedly, Netflix is not a big fan of it. And Netflix executive have long stated the streaming giant wasn't going to get involved in the ever expanding business of live sports rights. They had a football game this playoff. That's on Netflix too. I think it's like a Buffalo Bills game, but it was also had the same issues. They had like a streaming issue during the game.
Yeah. I mean, I can see why Netflix would want it. Netflix is like struggling. That's why there's been the price increases and the new regulations, the new not regulations, but policies on sharing accounts, and so you can't watch from different households because they're struggling pretty badly. So I can see them trying to branch out and trying to dabble in these things, but I don't think it's a good. I don't think it's a good idea. You
Yeah,
know.
I wonder how they're going to do because now you bring that back about the accounts. ESPN has a thing that whenever you're trying to, like for example, like if you're trying to stream it, well, I think it's Spectrum, but back then it's Time Warner. You can now like show in a business, you have to pay a fine if you get caught. Assuming like more than a certain amount of people. Like for ESPN was the same way. I would be able to follow that with Netflix because Netflix is wireless. You have needed like a cable box, no, you just to log into a computer and show it from there.
True. I don't know. I don't know that one.
How will bars be able to stream it too?
Yeah, true. Pull up the Netflix account. Yeah, that's yeah, there's a lot of holes, I think. Unless Netflix was they could do something to where they offered a pay-per-view version where you didn't buy Netflix, where you weren't paying for the subscription, but you could pay for the pay-per-view. I could see them doing something like that maybe, but it would kind of change the way they do things quite a bit, I think.
I don't know what they'll be, how they'll be able to do that. Because that's a lot of people watching the event
True.
and live. And this is also, it's not just gonna be here in the United States. It's like worldwide too. That's the
Right.
consideration.
True. Is Netflix worldwide?
I want to say yes,
Yeah.
but they have like different. Like for some of the movies you can watch here, you cannot watch in different other places. Back in like back in the day, back in 2010, once in Panama, I tried to open Netflix, my account, it wasn't like opening because it's like no available in that country.
Really?
Yeah, but for some reason, like whenever you try to know your first page, will show like different type of movies. Yours is like if you open it here, it's different than you will open like for example, you have VPN, you show a different type of catalog of movies that you will here in the United States.
Right. Yes. Different release dates as well, stuff like that.
So I wonder how will they do that way?
Is that the only one you've heard? Because I'd heard the Netflix. I haven't heard any other options.
Yeah, I don't know if any other options that they will have. Amazon Prime, but I don't know how much buddy he will be with Bezos
Right. Right.
because they do one though. One championship is Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's true, and they do a pretty good job too.
hmm
Really, it's a nice streaming service, I think.
Yeah, and they're worldwide.
Hmm.
Do you hear about Joe Rogan talking about? He told Dana White about it. Like instead of going for a power slap league, they should have done kickboxing, kickboxing league,
No, I hadn't heard that.
because that you more likely get fans watching kickboxing than you will like power slap.
Yeah, yeah. No, the power slap. It makes me want to boycott that shit. That's horrible. So dumb. I can't stand it.
You just get a concussion for free.
Yeah, yeah.
There's no
Besides the
technique to
fact,
it.
yeah, I feel like at some point it's gonna be illegal just because it's like guaranteed brain damage. Guaranteed. There's no protecting yourself. It's
Yeah,
just embracing it.
and
So dumb.
there's no technique or anything like that. No defense for it.
Yeah. To me, that is the dumbest league, the dumbest idea. Oh, yeah.
What do you think about one championship that what they're doing? They do it. They have MMA, they have kickboxing, then jiu-jitsu.
I love that. I really, really like that. I can see. Yeah, no, I really like how one does it. The Muay Thai, super fun to watch. The MMA is really good to watch. I like the Jiu Jitsu. I can see how some people would think that detracts from it, but
hmm
I really do like how they do that. Do they have just boxing as well?
I would say they have more time.
They do have Muay Thai, yeah, for sure. That is, I love watching that. That's
Yeah,
so
because
action packed.
I think I see a girls championship there. That's more time, straight more
Hmm.
time.
Hmm. Pretty sure.
Yeah, but yeah, that's more fun than power slam.
Oh, no
Because now
doubt.
the UFC is going for like a jiu-jitsu kind of league because they brought in Musumeci.
Yep.
I thought that's what they're going to do back in the day whenever they signed Gordon Ryan.
I think that's a good step. I think it's a good step in the right direction. For sure, it'll bring more light to Jiu Jitsu. Um, it'll probably bring a bigger crowd to the UFC as well. But yeah, I agree. I think they should open up to kickboxing or Muay Thai. Put some more of those in there because like Muay Thai is one of those ones everybody's gonna watch that. You know what I mean? People who don't fight are gonna enjoy watching Muay Thai. I have no doubt.
Yeah, that'll be
As
the
long as they can
equivalent of having
handle
like
watching it.
that'd be the equivalent of having like a drag race, NASCAR, and Formula One in the same track, or like for example, or even like MotoGP in the same track.
Mm-hmm.
That's would be the equivalent of having all those events at the same night. Who
Yep.
would want to watch that?
Right. Yeah, exactly.
I wish the UFC would have done that.
I agree. And I'm curious because I feel like they're trying to move towards that direction, like with what they've done with the jujitsu coming in, and more it's been coming in. Power slap, kind of. I feel like he was just trying to branch out and monopolize more fighting styles. But yeah, I'm hoping they're moving in that direction.
Do you think the only stupid shit I can think of that will bring is freaking bare knuckle?
Bare knuckle.
If the power slide didn't work, the bare knuckles, like, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of that one. Bare knuckle fighting.
Really?
Yeah, because if you think like medical suspension is too long for like regular fights, now imagine bare knuckles. You have to get stitched up. You can get sanctioned for a fight for a while
Right.
because your face up tore up.
Yeah. I mean, to me, that's more understandable. Like, yeah, I don't, yeah. I would like to see a bare knuckle MMA, personally, because I
Mm-hmm.
feel like you'd see grappling come back a lot more.
Bare knuckle MMA, yeah, but just like bare knuckle boxing, nah.
Right. Yeah. No, I kind of agree. Some of the fights are really exciting in that, but a lot of them, to be honest, they don't seem that exciting. Because, I mean, it hurts to hit, so it can come less frequent, unless you got two guys just ready to die,
Yeah, I mean, you freaking Luke Rockhold lost a tooth fighting Mike Perry,
Uh,
crazy.
mm-hmm.
But that makes sense. In bare knuckle MMA because you have more options. And
A
we
lot
make it
more.
like a combat jiu-jitsu.
What's that?
We should make it more like a combat jiu-jitsu or just for standing.
Would I
For example, the rules for combat jiu-jitsu, you cannot strike till you're on the ground.
personally? I would just do MMA. Hit on the ground. I feel like it really would open things up because I feel like the gloves are a huge handicap for grapplers. I mean, granted, like it might help you grip the wrist a little bit better, but as far as like digging under the chin for chokes and swimming under and getting a hold of the arm, I just feel like there's a lot in there that is way easier with no gloves on. And then I feel like if you get a dominant position on the ground with no gloves on and you start doing body hits, any strikes to the body, those are going to hurt so bad and they're not going to kill
Yeah,
your hands. So to me, I think that would be really, really interesting in my opinion. I would just open it up to MMA rules just without gloves.
yeah. I like that idea. Like, because you can like just like a regular fight, like in a regular life. How many commission will be able to sanction though?
Feel like that's probably what's holding it up. I feel like that's why it's not happening yet. Because I'm sure some people think it would be just too brutal. But to be honest with you, I feel like if you do bare knuckle boxing, bare knuckle MMA is probably going to be less brutal than that. You know what I mean? Because you hit wrong and you hurt your hand. Well, now you have the option to just kick. You know what I mean? You can use other weapons instead of just brutalizing your hands.
Yeah. Do you think we'll see new techniques out of that one?
I think different techniques would rise to the top. I don't know if you'd see new techniques, but I think the selection of techniques would probably change.
The different like not technique, but like different like game strategies.
Yes, no doubt. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you see different like because there won't be as much point base. People you see a lot more finishes.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Be less issues with finishing finishing submissions.
Exactly. Yes. No, I truly think grappling would, jiu-jitsu specifically, I think would go up. Like, I feel like that's why jiu-jitsu was really good in the beginning and it's kind of faded out. I mean, granted, I know people are getting like wise to it. They're training it so they can shut things down and it's easier to shut moves down if you know they're coming. But I think the gloves are a big handicap. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you'd see more grappling finishes in that one. Plus, if you take somebody down, you can kind of select where you hit and what you hit a lot better. You know what I mean?
And
So,
also the punches will slip a lot easier too.
hmm yep.
Will you still keep what you call? Will you still do elbows?
I would think so. I mean, I wouldn't see a reason to cut those out. Because really nothing has changed too much there. I'm trying to think. What would you think as far as that goes? Because I mean, I don't think people are blocking elbows with the gloves as that much.
Was that?
What would you think for that? I mean, because I don't really picture much changing as far as like elbows and knees. They don't have padding anyway, and I don't think many people are blocking an elbow with a glove necessarily. Okay. Um, what would you think as far as like elbows and knees? Because I wouldn't think a whole lot would change. I don't think people are blocking elbows and knees with with the gloves or anything like that. So to me, it would be the same.
I would open more submissions if you trying to hit with the hands
Hmm.
because you have to wind up a punch and stuff like that instead of like short distance when you lay down because you can sneak in elbows easier than you will hands. Because you throw a hand up, you can cut in the triangle a lot easier.
Yes.
Oh, or like arm bars, things like that. Because you have to wind up and you like be telling them move rather than elbows. But was there a lot more submissions in finishes in Pride because of it? Because Pride thing, well, also they allowed soccer kicks though. And stumps, head stumps. Yeah,
I just didn't realize the head stomps. That's crazy.
yeah, that was illegal.
That's a kill move.
Yeah, oh yeah, American History X.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. But I think punches will open up for like more submissions because you have to wind up and you have to you have to keep your posture up too to throw punches. It's hard for you to use your posture. If somebody's controlling your posture, throw punches.
Hmm. Hmm.
That's just when the elbows will be included or not. Because you throw a punch and you get caught in the kimura because of it. Because some people just post their hand in the mat so you can get some wind up.
Yeah. Yeah, that is an interesting one. You probably would see a lot more elbows in that. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, for one thing, the elbow just has less nerves in it, so it hurts less to hit with
And
that.
it's a lot sharper
Yeah,
and less likely to break than your small fingers.
exactly. Yeah, your hands really aren't made for that. Your elbows can take it though.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. That's an interesting point.
What can you attack? You know, one other body part that's like a. I'm surprised these people don't use more is your the ball of your heel. Goes like a sledgehammer.
Hmm.
You catch somebody with that. Look at Miyoshi when he got hit with a kick from John Jones.
Yes, yes.
Golden. If you
I
have long
mean,
legs, that could like sledge.
it's true. Yeah. Do you think the reason that's not used more is just because of rules?
Which one the heel?
Yeah.
There's only kick that I can think of is the spinning kick and the axe kick. But a lot of people don't
Right.
like. You never see somebody doing an axe kick because you can get taken down. You feel like you won't get taken down.
Yes. Yeah. It does seem like you have to open yourself up if you're going to use your heel.
Hmm. But it's one of those hard because people do like spinning heel kick, like Terry Adam and Esther Barbosa. That's one I can remember. It's like a crazy kick. Paul. So Joaquin Buckley. That's another one. Spinning back kick. The guy he got his leg and just do a spinning kick as he's trying to get his leg back.
Yeah, I think I remember that one.
But I don't know if anybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why that would be. Does it seem like a high risk, high reward thing? You think that's why it is?
Yeah, because it's the back of your leg. It's the back of your. This is for you to get your back taken
Yeah.
if you miss it. Because that's actually how Chris Weidman lost the title against Luke Rockhold. He tried to silly spinning kick and he got his back taken. Mountain and freaking Luke Rockhold has a nightmare if he gets in your back. He submitted him. But hey man, if you're afraid, this is his Spanish saying, if you're afraid to die, you better off not being born. Yeah man, I forgot WWE is on Netflix.
Is it really?
Yeah, recently they had WWE Raw. They have okay, you seen this right here? They have Netflix. They've told them. They did NFL Christmas Day. I remember that one. In 2025, they land a $5 billion deal over 10 years to promotion flagship Monday Night Raw. It's a 10-year deal, $5 billion. That would be a good like guesstimate of how to be able to stream live like that because you still have wrestling fans, but not as many as UFC.
You don't think so?
But that's the thing, it's worldwide too. So you can test your coverage as far as like streaming. That'd be a way to gauge it. See, and also WWE they do different languages. They do English, Spanish, and stuff like that too. Which the UFC does too with the broadcasting.
Oh, it's valid.
But the only thing I don't like about Netflix, they don't show the numbers,
I'll show the numbers. What do you mean?
like their um viewers and things like that. Then, like for example, for UFC, you have so many buys, pay-per-view buys, and things like that. Whenever you have like for example, like comedy stand-up special, they don't show how many people view streaming things like that. They don't show that. They don't have their own system. You can like have like, oh, this is new. They have one category that like most view, kind of like that. in their own algorithm, so it doesn't really show you the data, so you can like negotiate in the table, like, oh, okay, we bring this many viewers, things like that. You can do it Netflix because they have the those numbers. What kind of money can they give UFC? Because I mean, they gave $5 billion for 10 years. That's a lot of money for 10 years deal for a shitty service if it doesn't work out.
True. Yes.
You lose all your viewers that way. I mean, the UFC have worked so hard to make it this far as being like the gold standard of MMA.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And yeah, honestly, a bad streaming service that they're locked into could kill them.
How would it do for pay-per-views? I wonder, because ESPN Plus they don't release the pay-per-view until later on, right? So like maybe a month or two like later. I wonder how Netflix will be able to do that. Because usually when they do live, they usually like the same night they release to
Right.
watch with regular
Right.
programming.
Do you think maybe that would be just part of the deal that they could do that?
No, I'm not thinking. Now they're going back down that rabbit hole. ESPN, no, that's the UFC, right? UFC Fight Pass, they have all those archive of Pride, things like that. But that would suck if the UFC lose all those archive to ESPN.
Yeah.
But I forgot that's the ESPN, yeah, UFC Fight Pass. That's the library. That's smart on their
That's
part.
probably why they do it.
Yeah, because they want to lose that too. But yeah, I wonder if they will do that. They bring some of those fights into Netflix, or they just pay-per-views and fight nights.
Yeah. Kind of hope not. I mean, I would like to not have to buy another streaming service, but I kind of hope they don't go with Netflix, but we'll see.
I wonder how they'll do that. Crazy business. Because I wonder if they'll lose money too. Because how much money is ESPN playing on production for each event? If they do Netflix, I don't know how they'll do some. I don't know how they do like for it as far as production, support the staff and things like that for the venue.
Yeah, I don't have any idea.
Crazy. Well, I don't have anything else for tonight. What about you?
I think that covers it.
Yeah, it covers it all for tonight. I'm gonna consider tonight. Uh, see if I can look it up. The banner. Okay, here you go. I thank you for listening to us again. You can watch us on YouTube. We're live right now. Spotify, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and iTunes. Thank you for listening again. Make sure to share, subscribe, and make sure to listen too. Till next time. Thank you.